up with some big blocks, some big turnovers down the stretch, which I think deflated Toronto into this loss. But make no mistake about it, minus those 4 minutes, that game was close the whole way through. And Toronto had a few chances.
I mean, there were parts of it where it wasn't close, where Toronto had a stranglehold on
the they were opening up the gap. They just couldn't sustain it and keep it going. And I think that goes back to what Dan O'Shea said, is the fact that it seems like when they got the lead, and even like when they started to lose, they started to change their game plan, and like it didn't work. Like, why are you altering things mid-game and trying to switch it up? Are you trying to pull a fast one on them?
No, they started to cover Kawhi harder. You have to make adjustments, and you know.
No, I'm talking Toronto changing their game plan up. It seemed like they changed their offensive game plan up as they would get leads, and as they were becoming desperate, it was like their game plan switched from running the plays that were working for them to just a free-for-all, and then the score would be gone, the lead would be gone.
Yeah. So...
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Yeah, I think they did get a little too adjust happy. You know, they saw, you know, the coaching staff saw one thing go wrong and, you know, got a little bit too
reactionary.
But yeah, the bench is concerning for me for the Raptors, because they just played 7 games. Milwaukee played 4 and has been resting. And if you're going to play your starters 40 minutes, they're going to just break down.
Yeah.
Especially when the people that they're playing across from them are more physical than they are. As much as I shit on Chris Middleton, saying if he's the best the Knicks will get, we're fucked. He's a good player. He's athletic. He's a good player.
Yeah, and he was great last night. Or yeah, it was last night.
Yeah.
He had Middleton had a double-double, and he had 4 assists on top of that. You know, that's great efficiency, especially when you've got a guy like Giannis, who is just, you know, you're looking to pass to him all the time, and then you got Lopez going off, so, you know, that's where you're sending the ball. And they did a great job spreading the ball around Milwaukee. You know, they looked, and even when they were losing, they didn't, you know, that as Tony was saying, that was kind of key, is they just played their game.
Yeah, and unfortunately...
And too many adjustments by Toronto, and again, if it's not broke, don't fix it. Just because you see a crack, okay, repair what happened and what broke down there, but don't change don't get away from what's made you get these leads so many times. You're only hurting yourself in that scenario. And to me, that's just exactly what Toronto did. They shot themselves in the foot late.
I agree. And you have your starters who are all almost over 40 minutes in the game, and you have 5 guys on the bench who didn't see a second of action, including Dan O'Shea's favorite point guard of all time, the great Jeremy Lin.
I didn't know Jeremy Lin was on the team until fucking last night. Chuckles had to point it out. I had no idea. I was like, holy shit, I thought he went back to Asia or somewhere. I know he's from like Harvard, but I thought he was playing basketball overseas. I forgot he was in the NBA. Completely forgot. I was like, good for him. He might actually win something now.
He won't.
Well, no, not if Toronto does this.
No, and like, I get it.
And actually, let's be real. No one's winning anything unless you're on Golden State.
I don't know. They looked beatable against the fucking Clippers.
Yeah, but here's the problem. As the playoffs build, it's a simple calculation that Golden State was built for this. Like, Kevin Durant said it earlier this season when they were losing the games, and Kevin Durant was like, we'll worry about that when it comes to the playoffs. The only thing that matters here in Golden State is the playoffs anyway, isn't it?
Yeah.
And he's 100% right. This team was built for this. It wasn't built to get the record number of wins in a regular season. It was built to be able to strong-arm any team in a 7-game series. That's what it was built for.
Big fans don't even watch basketball until April.
Yeah, it's like baseball. Like, we can talk about the 17-0 that the A's were up today.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that. Yeah, I've got a fucking rant.
We're gonna glaze over it.
Yeah.
No, I'm going to do a fucking rant.
Okay, you can have it. Because my rant is just simply fuck Drake because he figured, and I don't know how true this story is, but apparently Drake showed up to the arena for the game against the 76ers wearing 76ers gear, trying to use his own curse as leverage, and it worked. So fuck that dude.
Are you a Sixers fan?
I've been a Sixers fan growing up because I was a huge fan of AI, and I like Embiid, Simmons, and the ensemble they have right now. So I do support them.
Yeah, I knew Tony was supporting the Sixers.
I knew he was supporting them, but like, I didn't know. Like, I'm a Knicks fan. There's no chance I'm going to be rooting for my team in April. So.
Yeah, no, I mean, there is part of me that will always be a Sixers fan. I'm a big fan, like, a lot of times, like, I was even a fan of Boston for a period when the Sixers hit their low because they had 3 players I enjoyed watching growing up.
KG, Paul Pierce, and Ray Allen?
But that, to me, it was more Allen and Garnett because I loved them being on the teams that they were, and I was happy that they were finally in a place where they had a chance to succeed. Paul Pierce, I could take or leave, whatever. He went to Kansas. He sucks. But Ray Allen, he's from UConn. I grew up watching him and rooting for UConn. Kevin Garnett, I always thought was a beast. That it sucked that he was stuck in Minnesota. And then when they finally got to Boston with Pierce, I was like, these dudes finally have a chance to get something that they deserve. So I'd root for that. But,
do you remember his basketball that had the pump in it? You push the thing in it.
Oh, hell yeah!
Yeah,
I probably still have one of those in my dad's house or something. I'm sure.
Yeah.
I can imagine, I don't know, my dad's probably throwing it out, but yeah, we had that. I know for a fact we had that.
All right. Anyway.
Yeah, but fuck Drake.
Playoffs.
Fuck Drake.
Fuck, got it.
Yeah, so the
How
Warriors...
dare him actually use his curse correctly?
I don't know. The Warriors and the Blazers are going to tip off in just about 2 minutes.
Okay. Well, then we'll see the next installment on that, but I don't have much more I can say about basketball. I'm excited for the East playoffs. I don't feel that excited for the West, and to be honest, I don't know that much of it matters.
No, I don't. I like Big Game Dame, but he hasn't been playing very well.
I hope to see at least one out of him. I hope to see one where he goes ballistic and just is like, you know what? If I've got to do it myself, fuck it. Just give me the ball.
You know what's going to happen, right? He's going to explode for 64 points one game.
And they'll win that game.
And the Warriors are still going to win 113 to 86.
That would be brutal. That would be brutal. That's Anthony Davis. I want to leave bad.
47 minutes. 64 points. No assists. Why? Because he did all the scoring.
Yeah, right.
All right. Well, in the NHL, the opposite is the issue here.
Yep.
The East.
Hold on a second. Before we get to the NHL, I want to do my fucking rant.
Okay. Yeah. Do your rant.
All right. So, when it comes to things like personal records or personal achievements, if you have a chance to actually do something, you let them people do it, right? Like, if Peyton Manning was one completion away from some type of record, and you were up by 44 points in the fourth quarter, are you taking Peyton Manning out?
No.
You're getting him that one fucking completion, right?
Yeah.
Why not?
Does this have to do with the A's game?
Yes, it fucking does.
Okay, go ahead.
All right.
Your one A's game?
The A's were up 17-0.
Ouch.
That means they're not going to have half those runs tomorrow.
At the end Yeah, I mean, if they have half those runs, I'll still be happy. It's 8.5 runs. That means Chris Bassett, the pitcher, was throwing a gem, a 4-hit shutout at the end of the 8th. Mm-hmm. And they fucking took him out of the game.
So you're saying he did...
Get him the complete game fucking shutout. Why are you taking him out? And what happens when you put in the fucking...
Was it no-hitter? Or...
No, but do you know how rare it is to get a complete game shutout?
Complete game shutout's still pretty impressive, especially in this day and age with pitching rotations.
And
pitchers get so overworked and burnt out that I guess I could see it. I would have left it in his hands.
He didn't get to make the choice.
At least the Dodgers.
It was only 105 pitches.
Yeah.
If he was on the Dodgers, they would have let him do it.
If he was at 130, I could understand them being like, no, we know that you want this, but we need you to be ready in 5 games.
I support your rant.
But when you take a guy who is throwing absolute fucking fire, a 4-hit complete game shutout possibility, when you're up by 17 fucking runs.
That 4-hit. Okay, I didn't hear that part. Okay, yeah.
All right. And then the guy you put in immediately gives up a fucking 3-run home run.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's baseball.
What the fuck? He deserved that complete game shutout. What the fuck were you guys doing? Jesus Christ.
Agreed.
I am with you. I support your rant. Support it 100%. Doesn't make any sense to me either.
Like, the A's are clicking on certain things right now. Last week, they had a fucking no-hitter. They had a chance for a fucking complete game shutout by a pitcher, who, by the way, is the 4th pitcher in the rotation, against the fucking Detroit Tigers, after Justin Verlander just whipped their ass.
He's pitching out of his mind, by the way.
How you do that to one of your pitchers is fucking beyond me. And that is why no one wants to play for the Oakland A's, and that's why they're going to remain a shithole. Although...
It's just disrespectful.
Although, the A's have announced that they're going to be playing in a new stadium.
Well, that's nice.
Yep. So goodbye, OakAlameda.co Coliseum. You big, beautiful bastard.
They couldn't keep the overhead alone, huh? Because Raiders are kicking town, so...
No, it's a shithole. It's
literally the only stadium left that was both baseball and football, right? Everybody else parted.
I think they're all separate. I don't think anybody plays together anymore.
Don't the Dolphins and the Marlins still play?
No, Marlins had their own park. They spent a lot of money and then sold it. It was on taxpayer dime, and then he sold it to Jeter.
Okay.
It's obnoxious. There's an aquarium behind home plate.
That's great.
Yeah, well, okay, not an aquarium. There's a massive fish tank that goes around the back of home plate. I'm not even shitting you.
That
is makes
cool.
No sense. I can't wait for somebody to throw a wild pitch really fast, and I hope it cracks. I will laugh hysterically, be like, "Yeah, saw that coming."
I'm sure they planned for that and have made it uncrackable.
I don't know. Guy sold it pretty quick.
Yeah,
it's a good point. But no, they're getting a new stadium because Oakland Alameda County Coliseum fucking sucks.
Well,
it needs to be torn down. Fucking sucks.
Yeah, its facilities are awful.
I do hope that their new field keeps the same humongous fucking foul territory.
What do you expect when you got Raiders
That'd be
fans
nice.
who beat the shit out of them?
I like that feature.
The A's have a unique advantage and also disadvantage sometimes. Their foul territory is so massive that in all 29 other ballparks, you would be 10 rows in on a foul ball. But in Oakland, nah, you're halfway to the rows and you're fucking out.
Yep.
Plenty of room to make that play.
It's almost as unique. Is it Kansas City that has the hill in center field?
The little bump?
Yeah, the little hill thing.
I want to say that's Houston that has that.
That was the Angels that had in center field.
I'm pretty sure Houston has a little lip that goes